Hey y'all, welcome to the final week of the KonMari Method Challenge. We did it. And I don't know about you, but I am feeling so good. This week is all about sentimental items. And for me, this is a pretty easy category. Don't keep a ton of sentimental stuff around the house, and what I keep is the stuff that really truly matters. I did manage to purge a little bit, and I got things a little more organized, so I'm gonna show you what I did. But what I really want to do today is focus on sharing some tips for how I like to keep things to a minimum. This category is the one that I get emails about all the time. People tell me that they don't want to get rid of something because it means too much to them, or they use it to remember things and they just feel like they need to be decluttering, but they can't imagine letting go of stuff. Here's the deal. This is not about just blindly getting rid of things in your home. The whole point of going through a process like this and decluttering is so that you get to where all the things you have in your home are the things you love. If these sentimental items are things that you love and cannot fathom getting rid of, don't. Keep them, especially if you have a great place to store them and you aren't really lacking for room. This is really meant for people who want to reduce the sentimental items in their home. They're feeling cluttered and they don't have a lot of space to store them. If you have the space and if you just can't fathom getting rid of it, keep it happily and don't feel guilty. So, if you're like me and you're limited on space and also want to keep your sentimental clutter to a minimum, then keep watching and I will share some of my best tips for how to do it. Let's first take a look at my process. I'll tell you exactly what I did to pare mine down a little bit, and then I'll share my best tips for how to keep your sentimental items to a minimum. To start, I gathered all of my sentimental items in one place. I was keeping them in the garage for safekeeping until I could organize them. Then, I chose what things I needed to keep and what I was able to let go of. Once I had finished going through everything, I put it all back in the box and set it away until I'm ready to find a better spot for it. For me, the biggest thing to remember whenever you're working on organizing your sentimental items is that if you can take a picture of something, it is often just as meaningful as keeping the actual item. For example, things like trophies or collectibles from when you were a child, or even artwork that your kids made, those things are just as special if you snap a photo of them and save it. You can eventually compile all of those photos into a photo book or something like that, and then you have the memories without having to keep the actual item around. Plus, a picture is a lot more likely to last and not get ruined if you're moving or displaying it or anything like that. When it comes to collections, I like to recommend you pick your very favorite one and just keep that. Now, if it's something that you're displaying and you really need to keep all of them, that's fine. But if you're looking to pare down a collection, I say pick your favorite, keep it there to represent all of the others, and then let the rest go. I also really love Marie Kondo's suggestion to hide sentimental items that you really don't want to let go of, but you also don't want to display around your house. Put it in a cabinet where you're going to see it every time you open it, or stick it in your sock drawer so that every morning when you get dressed, you'll see it and it'll make you smile. You don't have to put everything out on display in order to be able to use it and love it regularly. My favorite method for keeping sentimental items around is to have a little box for each member of the family. One is for all of the memories from my older son, one is my younger son, and then I have one that my husband and I share. I keep the boxes pretty small to limit what we keep, and then we can pull them out a few times a year and go through them, and it makes us smile. If you're anything like me, you have a ton of photographs that you've collected over the years. Most of my photos are digital these days, but I still have some old photos from when I was a child or just things I've printed out over the years. If you aren't careful, these tend to just collect in a bunch of tiny little weird albums or just get thrown into boxes, and they become a disaster quickly. The best method for organizing these is to get a few matching photo albums and put them all in there. You don't have to organize them much, you don't have to do anything fancy with them, but if you get some simple black photo albums that will look nice sitting on a shelf, then you'll be more likely to leave them out, you'll be more likely to enjoy them, and they're going to be a lot more organized. thank you so much for following along on this crazy journey over the last 6 weeks. It has been so much fun and I am so happy to have you here. If you love this video series, then stay tuned and keep watching. I have so much more coming your way. I'm constantly planning new ideas, new challenges, and new videos. So be sure to click subscribe so you don't ever miss a video again, and then like and comment below to let me know how it's going. If you're coming to this video late and you feel like you can't chime in, don't think that. I am constantly checking the comments here and I'd love to hear from you, even if it's a year, 2, or 3 from now. Tell me how it's going. I'll be here to encourage you. I'll see you later.